A case that's been compared to the Trayvon Martin case is about to go to trial in Florida. Michael Dunn is accused of shooting into a car at a gas station, killing a 17-year-old by the name of Jordan Davis back in November of 2012, that is. All after a fight over loud music. Stand your ground laws that made headlines last summer during the George Zimmerman trial may be in play in this case. Here's Drew Griffin.
It was the day after Thanksgiving, Friday, November 23, 2012. 17-year-old Jordan Davis and three friends pulled into a convenience store in Jacksonville, Florida. His dad said they'd been shopping.
Dad, he says, listen, some friends were all going to window shop at Town Center Mall, and he said, can I have some money for food, to hang out with my friends?
Jordan Davis stayed in the back seat of the Dodge Durango as the driver went inside the store. The windows were down. Loud music was on the radio. It was at that moment police say 45-year-old Michael Dunn, driving a black Volkswagen Jetta, pulled into the parking spot right next to them. Dunn was just attending his son's wedding reception with his girlfriend, Rhonda Ruhr, and Ruhr wanted to stop. As she went inside, Michael Dunn says he politely asked the music be turned down. In the Durango, the passenger in the front seat complied, turning down the radio. But Jordan Davis, police say, asked the music be turned back up. Michael Dunn concedes as much in a later police interrogation.
And then the music comes back on, and I'm just like, live and let live, and don't need any trouble.
But there was trouble. Police say what followed was a verbal altercation between Dunn sitting in his car and the other teens sitting in theirs. Interrogated by police, Michael Dunn said it was one of the teens who was trying to escalate the confrontation, threatening, he says, to kill him.
So I put my window down again, and I said, excuse me, are you talking about me? And it was like, kill that bitch. And, I'm still not reacting, but then this guy, goes down on the ground and comes up with something. I thought it was a shotgun. And he goes, you're dead, and he opens his door. And I'm bricks. But that's when I reached in my glove box, unholstered my pistol.
Dunn opened fire, 4 quick shots into the SUV, then 4 more as it sped away. Jordan Davis, the only person hit, was killed. As for Dunn, he told police he and his girlfriend spent the night at a local hotel before driving the 159 miles to his home. He wouldn't be arrested until the next day. Dunn's girlfriend, also questioned by police, her face blurred, tells the police Dunn told her he was firing in self-defense.
I said, what happened? And he said, I shot at the car. And I'm like, we're moving at this time.
Right.
And I said, what car? And he said, the one with the music.
Other witnesses to the shooting told police they never saw the teens getting out of the SUV or approaching Dunn in any way. No weapon, no stick, no threatening object of any kind was found in the teen's possession. Dunn insists he was shooting to save his life, and according to his attorney, plans to use Florida's Stand Your Ground law as his defense. Drew Griffin, CNN, Atlanta.
It's still not clear exactly how the defense will argue their case. Dunn's lawyers just filed a motion last week to delay the trial, but as of now, it is still scheduled to start in 2 weeks, February 3rd. I'm joined now by Jordan Davis's mother, Lucia McBath. She's preparing to go to Jacksonville for the trial, and she has also been very outspoken about stand your ground laws, testifying before a Senate committee alongside Trayvon Martin's parents last year. Good to see you.
Thank you so much.
It's a heartbreaking situation. I can't imagine what you and the entire family are going through, given that you are pushing for advocacy and at the same time you're dealing with this trial and really emotionally trying to prepare for that. So given the outcome of the Trayvon Martin, George Zimmerman trial in Florida, how might that, in your view, impact this upcoming trial?
Definitely, I would not be telling you the truth if I didn't think about that all the time. It appears to us that the impact of the Stand Your Ground laws, particularly in Florida, have a lot to do with what happened with Trayvon's case. And in fact, since, Michael Dunn is espousing the same thing in our case, we believe that the laws are written in such a way that they allow for a lot of ambiguity. And in both cases, the boys were absolutely doing nothing. There was no threat from either one of the boys, in the cases. And the way the laws are written is that even though the boys were not a threat, the initiator of the threat, the initiator in both cases, Zimmerman and Michael Dunn, are allowed to use stand your ground as an immunity and possibly walk away free.
Do you concern yourself that the outcome of the George Zimmerman trial, whether it be the outrage that came from it or even the advocacy for George Zimmerman, that any one of those things might influence this case in that it might change the approach, whether it be from the prosecution's point of view or perhaps even the jurors' responsibility, that their vision of stand your ground may be colored differently as a result of that trial?
I think that the jurors probably have a lot more information now about stand your ground and the influence that it has on the trials. I think that they will probably be more enlightened, spending a lot more time understanding the parameters of the laws to make sure that they're not using them improperly, that they completely understand the impact that they have on the case. I just honestly think that there will definitely be some influence based upon what happened with Zimmerman's case.
And what's your activism now? What message is it that you're trying to convey, whether it be when you were on Capitol Hill or whether you are, in neighborhoods talking to families and talking to young people?
I basically find that what I'm trying to do is educate people, let them completely understand the gun culture in our country, how it is affecting communities, our future generations. The gun culture, I believe, at this point is really fueling a lot of fear. Citizens are in fear of one another. They're in fear of people that they don't know, people that don't think like them, look like them, act like them.
So then what is the answer to that?
I think the answer is educating people to not be so afraid. Here we are on the eve of Martin Luther King, celebration. And everything that he talked about and fought for, it seems to be that people have forgotten those things. As we become more advanced as a civilization here in the United States, it seems that in some regard we're starting to turn back the hands of time, and people are moving back, they're regressing back instead of moving forward into a culture of acceptance, accepting one another, taking responsibility for one another, taking responsibility for making sure that all of us have our rights and, that we are able to live in this country peacefully with one another.
Lucia McBath, thanks so much, and all the best as you continue to embark on what has been an incredible emotional roller coaster.
Thank you so much.
All right.